Everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome one and all. How is everyone doing? If you don't know me, I'm Josh Goldstein, and today we are going to be talking about the travel questions. Can you travel? You're a permanent resident, you have an H-1B visa, you have all sorts of other visas. The question is, can you travel? Can you travel? Is it safe to travel right now? I have a video that was on social media that got a lot of attention. I was interviewed by the Washington Post on NPR to talk about this particular question. And everybody wants to know, is it safe to travel? Let me give you a couple of answers. And I have a longer video on my YouTube channel. But before I get into this, we are live now on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. We're live on X or Twitter. We're live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and also in a Facebook group that I have that focuses on visa delays. We're live in all these places. And if you don't know me, again, I'm Josh Goldstein. I'm an immigration lawyer who truly cares about helping you reach your immigration goals. This is what I'm all about. I'm here to inspire you and educate you and help you be better informed about what's going on. I am coming to you live today from Los Angeles. We help people in all 50 states and around the world from our offices in Los Angeles. Let me know where you are in the comments below. I'd be very, very interested to know. I always get a kick out of seeing where people are located. So please, in the comments below, let me know where you are. Where are you? Hanu's in LA. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll be taking all of your questions as well. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll get to them as soon as I've talked for a few moments about travel. So there are a couple ways to approach this issue. The first is to give you one piece of advice. There are people who should not travel internationally, okay? You probably know who you are. But just to be clear, if you have falsely claimed to be a U.S. citizen, you should not be traveling internationally. If you're in removal proceedings and you're a permanent resident, you shouldn't travel internationally. If you have some sort of immigration fraud, you shouldn't travel internationally. If you have a serious criminal record, you should not travel internationally. So I have always advised people like this not to travel internationally. And this is standard advice. People like this probably know not to travel, but if you don't know not to travel, if you have those types of issues, you should not travel internationally. That's it, full stop. What's going on now, though, is not this. What's going on is that people who shouldn't be afraid to travel internationally are afraid to travel internationally. People who have permanent residency or they have an H-1B visa or a student visa or any other kind of visa, they're suddenly afraid to travel internationally when they should not be afraid. And that's not normal. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not legal. And I think I give two answers to the travel question. One, it is safe to travel. You have the legal right to travel if you're a permanent resident in general. You have the legal right to travel if you have a visa, a valid visa. But the second answer is that these are strange times. And in light of this, it might be, here's we have Sylvia, who says, I'm a naturalized citizen, I'm afraid to travel internationally. So if you're a U.S. citizen, the immigration laws don't apply to you. Gafur is coming to us from Boston. Rodney David said, if someone has a misdemeanor, can he travel with a green card? So the term misdemeanor is a state law term. And I don't know I don't know what a misdemeanor means, right? What if you have a misdemeanor for jaywalking and you have a green card? You certainly can travel with that, right? What if you have a case for domestic violence? That's a misdemeanor. Or you have drug possession, controlled substance. That would also could be a misdemeanor. So it depends on what the case is. Assault, battery. It depends. I'm going to answer more questions now. Carol's coming to us from Plainville, Massachusetts. Don't know where Plainville is. I wonder where that is. Looks like it's near Attleboro. Very nice. North Attleboro. What about a misdemeanor for speeding? Yeah, you can travel if you have a misdemeanor for speeding in general. Renatu, my friend went to the Philippines a few days ago with their family with permanent residency. Are they able to come back to the U.S.? In general, permanent residents can travel. This is not a problem. This is not a problem in general. What about travel documents? What about them? Let me know your questions. Please answer my question. If my case was dismissed, can you still be deported? Well, probably not, but whether a case is dismissed or not is a little bit more complicated than that. Often people who think that their cases were dismissed actually have a case where they're not dismissed because perhaps they pled guilty and then they agreed to pay a fine, and then later it was dismissed. Carol says, if I have a temporary permanent residency, the green card December 26th, is it okay to travel either domestically in the U.S. or go back to Alberta for hand visit? Yeah, I mean, I think, first of all, I don't know anything about your situation. My assumption is that there's not anything more to this than that. And that, Carol, you don't have a criminal record. You don't have any kind of outrageous immigration fraud. I'm assuming that you have an otherwise clean case. You're just a conditional resident and you want to travel. And if that's true, you should have no problem. If someone has a misdemeanor for speeding, could they be eligible to apply for LPR? Yes, they could. The Gladiator says, my K-1 visa was rejected due to my first marriage. And that's a question, but I don't know what that means. Oh, Carol, you're awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being a client. Huba, cases in Abu Dhabi Embassy. Budak, hi, can I travel if I have a termination, my first green card, and again apply for removal condition 751? I have a stamp on my passport. Can I travel? Something happened. I would have to, first of all, if anybody asks me if they can travel, everything I say is kind of just a guess. This is not definitive. If you really want to know whether you can travel, you have to book an appointment and have me review your case thoroughly. Have me or my team review it thoroughly. I don't give information about traveling lightly, but based on what you're saying here, I don't know. It sounds like, Budak, you have a pending I-751. I'm not quite sure. Lively, my lawyer filed an I-130, I-45 while my asylum was pending and in removal proceedings. What do I do? Well, if you need to talk to the lawyer. Here's Carol said, seriously, the best decision ever to use your service for our paperwork. Thank you, Carol. Appreciate that. I don't understand, Lively. I don't understand your question. Your lawyer filed an I-130 and an I-45 while my asylum was pending and in removal proceedings. What do I do? Well, you probably need to try to terminate proceedings, or wait till your I-130 is approved and then you could terminate proceedings. But I don't think your I-45 can be approved if you're in removal proceedings. It depends. It's technical. We're getting a lot of good questions. Sir, I went to Somalia last month, so I want to know if Trump's travel ban can affect me. I'm a U.S. citizen. There is no travel ban. There are rumors that there will be, but there is not a travel ban right now. Sarah, sorry, my question I will just talk to you when I am ready. Okay. Sonia Rivera, my TPS is taking longer than usual. What can I do? You can consult with us, but Trump is in the process of trying to cancel TPS for many people. Sarah, I just love how you are there to help people. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Am I eligible to apply for EAD pending asylum that is not referred to judge? Are they processing green card asylum based? What if asylum is raised to court? So there is some news where Trump has stopped processing green cards for people who apply based on asylum or refugee status. Here's what I have to say about that. File for your green card. Don't let this news hold you back. And I know you may be thinking, oh, but Josh, they say they're not going to process the paperwork. So what? File the case, because this is going to be litigated. There's going to be back and forth. All sorts of things are going to happen, and you really should proceed with your case. Rogina Thepa Magar, it's been 7 months. I'm in the AP. Why don't you reach out to us using the link in my bio and book an appointment to meet with our team? Ode says, what are the risks to traveling to Canada through land with a green card if citizenship is on the red list? I don't know what citizenship is on the red list. I don't know what that means. Also, is there any timeline for an executive order to get signed and be effective, if any? Meaning, can it be released weekends and be effective? I guess Trump could issue an executive order. Just he could wake up and sign something in an executive order. Sure, why not? But I don't really know what your question is, Ode. You're a permanent resident, and it says your citizenship is on the red list. I don't know really what that means. Is it safe to travel to Arizona with a work permit and a real ID? It's hard to say. Like, why couldn't you? I don't know your situation. Terry, my husband and I got married before his divorce was final. What should we do? I think you should consult with a family lawyer, a lawyer who handles divorces in your state. Vanessa, thank you for liking us. I appreciate that. Whoever you are. What do I need from a U.S. employer who wants to sponsor me on an H-2B? You probably need a lawyer to handle the case. I mean, it's a little complex, I'm sorry to say. Carlene Francis, I'm a U.S. citizen. My husband resides in the Bahamas. He did his interview and was placed in administrative processing. This was January 2024. Is there a time limit on AP? Carlene, are you listening right now? Carlene, you should reach out to us and book a strategy session with me and my team, because I think we can help you. What we do for cases that are in administrative processing, if a case is stuck in administrative processing for something like that for 1 year, we go to court and we file a lawsuit against the consulate. We sue them because they're not doing their job. They have a mandatory legal obligation to make a decision within a reasonable period of time. And when they don't do that, we hold their feet to the fire by suing them. That's what we do. And we can force them to make a decision within a reasonable period of time. And if you don't want to keep waiting indefinitely, that's what you need to do. And we would love to help you with it. And I'd love to talk to you more about it. On my YouTube channel, I have tons of videos about this. Here's a question from GoBad499. Hey, Josh, my question is, my brother applied for his green card a year ago and still hasn't received it. Is it a green card through marriage? What kind of green card is it? Island Girl Moya, I just got married. Is it okay for my husband to file for me now? Well, I don't know. Presumably it is. Rodney, I filed for my I-130 for my wife April 30th, 2020. What? That's a long time ago. But my USCIS process step 2 of 2, this case decision, 2 months. Can you please? What should I do about that? Hey, Rodney, are you a permanent resident or a U.S. citizen? Rodney, have you considered applying for naturalization? I guess it's beside the point, though. My asylum is granted last year, but I have a felony in 2022. How can I move forward? Well, again, I don't know what a felony means. I have to know the details of it. Is it a drug case? Is it shoplifting? Is it, what is it? And if you might need a waiver, we have to look into it. Can I go to Somalia if I'm an American citizen? Sure. If you're a U.S. citizen, this travel conversation is sort of beside the point. If you're a U.S. citizen, you can travel. Immigration laws no longer apply to you. Hit me up with your questions, people. Immigration law. I got you. All right. Moda Vase. I have a friend with a green card, but worked without authorization. Is it easy they find out? I don't know. Like, I have a couple different answers. First of all, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, you can work without authorization, and that's not a bar to approval. So it's a good question, but it may not be relevant. Maribek, I'm watching you from Michigan. My whole family is originally from Michigan. My mother and father, they grew up in Flint, Michigan. And I lived in Ann Arbor until I was about 8. So I like Michigan a lot. And I was just requested to do an interview with Michigan Live journalist there. Garrett, green card holder married to U.S. citizen, going for global interview. Should I be concerned? Already conditionally approved. Why would you be worried, Garrett? Why? I don't think so. I renewed my work permit in October 2000. I still didn't get it. Any suggestions? I would give it a few more months, and then after that, reach out to our teams. team. Garrett says no reason, just the climate of fear of everything. Zoom on TikTok says, my wife going to her interview in Islamabad. Do I really need to be there too? I have to travel there. At the consular interview, your wife will do the interview on her own. You'll not be allowed in the interview. It's not a bad idea to accompany her to the interview. So there's that. But Islamabad is a long ways away from the United States, and you have to factor that in. Van Guyen, hey Josh, how long does it take to get a reentry permit these days? Is it safe for a green card holder to travel to Canada now? In general, it is safe for green card holders to travel, but how long does it take to get a reentry permit? I would say 6 to 8 months. If you're thinking about moving to Canada, and that's why you asked that question, consider staying in the US until you get your naturalization, because you could be, you might be close to getting it. Sujan Dangal, is the family based visa immigration process stopped? Why is it not moving? It's not stopped, and I don't know why it's not moving. Can a green card holder be deported back home in an airport like visa holder if they find something out that they have a right to see a judge? Yes. You cannot be they cannot turn you away from the airport. Is it safe to travel to Puerto Rico for asylum and green card seekers? I would stay in the Great 48. That's what I recommend. Melissa Ramirez, we just got our green card interview. Awesome. Congratulations, Melissa. What should we expect? Bring every document you have with you, your birth certificate, marriage certificate, passports, work permits, etc. Get there early, dress nicely, be polite, be patient, be confident. Bring proof that your relationship is genuine. You've got this. What is the success of a marriage green card? What is the likelihood of success? Depends on whether your relationship is genuine. Melissa, my husband and I also printed pictures of us. Yeah, pictures, proof that you live together, a lease, driver's license, things like that. Usani, I'm a green card holder. My wife is a U.S. citizen. I'm traveling to Africa. Is it safe? In general, it's safe to travel, but these are strange times, so you have to factor that in. Here's someone says, you are my kid's lawyer. I'm worried about my kids. I don't know when they will come. Well, I'm glad I have the opportunity to help you, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you out. James Walk. What about they said there is no travel ban? There is no list. What about that? There were rumors, reports in the New York Times that there was a travel ban coming. Then they said there's no travel ban. What's the deal? Well, the answer is I don't know. Shidat, my brother received more than one alien number, and immigration can't find anything in the FOIA on the old A number. You need to lawyer up. Do a background check with your fingerprints. Melissa got married in June. Congrats. Wow, you got married in June and you already have your interview. How much is your consultation fee? Some people get free consultations. Other ones we charge $150 for consultation. How many days you have to wait for a visa with your kids? I don't know. Depends on a lot of factors. Rasul, for Iranian I-130 application, would you recommend explaining the military issue to USCIS while filing the I-130 or wait for an RFE? No, I would not recommend that. You should follow the directions and answer their questions, and don't start explaining things. Answer the questions, follow the instructions, and my contact information is in my bio. That's right, Luda said.